I think we are.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm gonna be presenting to you guys, the audience, being an art gallery that I'm trying to display this at. So I'm gonna try and talk about my piece and in the way that you guys can understand and hopefully accept my work in your gallery. That is my goal here. So this piece is currently in the process of being done. This is an underpainting. This is like a step within the process. It's obviously not complete. And the color I'm using is a burnt sienna right now because it's a really nice tone for the underpainting for the whole piece itself. In regards to the dark side, the light side, and the in-between side. So this piece is an altarpiece that I'm creating based on Bosch Garden of Earthly Delights. It's one of my favorite pieces throughout time that I really love. So I wanted to emulate that in my own way, in my own style, using different artists, using different techniques, and using his piece as kind of like a center point for where I want to go. So this is geared towards, I would say, a mother, a daughter, an immigrant who's going through this process of a time where we're living in, of a crossroads of whether or not they feel they are in the good place of being an immigrant, in the bad place, like where do we stand? And it's kind of like a question. Myself, and I know my mom, and I know a lot of my family members that are in this position where they don't know where they stand. So I kind of wanted to portray this using not words, but movement and color and line, and show it in this way. So here we have crossroads, this being the darker side, and this being like the lighter side, the bad side, the good side, and the in-between of being an immigrant, and how we are seen and how people see us and how it makes us feel and where we stand right now, currently in life. So I'm gonna pick some individual pieces to talk about and let you guys know what it's about as a whole. So let's say on the good side, we have like the really strong beaver right here. It's like the beaver to me references like the home builder, the hardworking person, kind of like an immigrant. They're really hardworking. They try and support the home as much as they can, doing whatever they can, grabbing whatever they can, and making that their home. And there's a lot to say about like really small figures, and figures are seen throughout here, as you guys can see. But if you kind of like look at one little image, there's more to each piece, and I think about every little thing and why I put it there and the colors behind it. So for this one, the colors would be a lot lighter compared to the darker sides. For this one, I would start with like a light blue, and then bring about some warmer tones to bring about the joy and the happiness and the gratefulness and just the thankfulness of being here and being a part of this country, because people sometimes take for granted, but there's a lot to be thankful for in living in a place like this compared to a lot of other places. And like this image right here is in reference to the Garden of Eden. So when she's like kind of picking the apple, but this is more of, I use the nopal instead of the tree with the apple, and she's kind of like reaching out for it. One of the tunas, which is the fruit on the top of the cactus, I don't know if you guys have ever eaten them, but they're really delicious. But that's like in reference to my heritage, my family, and something that well, I know every single family that I have, every single member, they have nopal in their homes, so that's a really big symbol for me and my family. And I know a lot of people are called nopales. They call them nopales like the Mexican. So it's something I wanted to reference, but in a positive way. And now we'll go to the bad side to kind of point out some things about that side. So this side, this is obviously already alone painted a lot darker than this side, because the colors in this side are going to be a lot darker. They're going to, over here you see kind of like the smoke from the buildings and the hand, and it's like this disfigurement of pollution, of negativity, and that's kind of what I wanted to portray on this side. So it's going to be a really smog, dark green, eerie feeling, and then a lot of darkness still in this side of like cooler tones opposed to warmer tones, but I still want to add some warmer elements to have the color flowing throughout the piece. We can talk about, let's say, this piece down here, which is in reference to, I don't know, a lot of people call immigrants like they're all pigs, they're all rats. So a lot of the things I put like little rats down here scurrying, fleeing away, and that kind of thing. But this piece specifically, it's this lady or person dysmorphed into a pig, trying to grab this other person, and the other person is kind of like in fear, like, leave me alone, like you're a bad person, you're an alcoholic. And over here you kind of see like bottles and like trash being brought out on this area. So it's like things like that, and images that are kind of separated that you see that bring about this feel. And then let's talk about the center area, which is kind of like a merge. And you see right here, some of the imagery that I have here, it kind of moves forward, but not everything, because it is like merging out. I kind of wanted it to merge this way too. So I brought like the bridge this way, and there's like a shark this way, but not everything merges out, because I wanted some things to just be within themselves, their own pieces. So this piece here, it's like the cross between good and evil and where we see ourselves. So here we have like this monster-like creation that's coming over here, and then over here you see like a group of people like joyous and happy and dancing and moving, and there's like this lady with their little kid, and this guy's over here like dancing, having a good time, and over here comes like the evil through the back, trying to like chime in and kind of ruin that and destroy it, and they're not even looking. And over here, this person over here trying to get out of the way of this evil thing, this evil spirit that is coming about. So these are kind of like the things. There's a lot. I tried to do like a balance of good and evil within my centerpiece, and I think I did a pretty good job of that. I don't want to talk about too many things, and if you guys have questions on something specific, you can ask me more about it. But overall, this is a piece that is part of a series on immigration, on our current times right now, and where we see ourselves as a society, and this ongoing cycle of being an immigrant and the immigrant process, because it's not only Hispanics, it's all kinds of people that are facing these issues and have been facing them for so long, which is also why I wanted to create the altarpiece style, because the altarpiece itself represents religion, represents something that has been a battle for so long, and something that people have been fighting for so long, that I wanted to connect it as. So, thank you so much. That's all I got.